Hello and welcome to a special episode of Sci-fi Vision presents Fandom Access for, I always look at the date, I never remember, Friday, November 15th. We have special guest Pegah Ghafoori coming in a few minutes, and she plays Fatima, of course, on From. And why is my YouTube playing in my other browser? I had the window open so I could join the chat. But she'll be here in a few minutes. While we're waiting for her, we might as well, announce really quickly our other shows. Tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have Hannah, I don't know how to say her last name right, Trami, who plays Julie. She'll be here at 9 tonight. And then Tuesday, we have Chloe Van Landshoot at 8 o'clock, who plays Christy. And we have Avery scheduled for Tuesday at 9, but she might have to reschedule her. All right, hello. I'm going to bring you on. You're going to be on live. So okay, I just want to make sure you know. Hi, thanks for, whoops, you're in the wrong spot. Let's do it that way. There we go. There we go. Okay, hi. Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you,
This
too.
is my co-host, Karen.
Hi.
And,
Hi, Karen.
and just to make sure before we start, you have 30 minutes, I think your publicist said?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. All right. Well, we will start. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. I know I'm excited to get started. I was looking where my thing is. If anybody has any questions, post them in the chat and I will put them on the screen. But to start, what I wanted to ask you that I haven't yet is, now that she's murdered somebody, even if whatever's inside her murdered somebody, same difference. How do you think she's going to react, like once she's settled down and thought about what's happened? Because, that's kind of something that's not easy to necessarily move on from.
Yeah. I mean, she right now, she has a lot of time to figure out what has happened. But it is also kind of, when you're in that little situation, you are thinking, okay, what happened? What do I do? And how did I get here? So I feel like the first thing that might come to her mind is, I mean, how am I going to go back to that place with all these people that love me? And, we're all trying to be loved and to find our community. And she found that, and that was the thing that was keeping her alive. And that place kind of took that, I think, from her, right?
Yeah.
I would be in much worse states than she probably will be in. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like Fatima's a person that the town, I don't want to say the town was pretty good to her, but she found the love of her life. She got married. She and Ellis were, as much as you could be settled into a routine in Fromville and like kind of they had their community. They were in love, and then she had this miracle that she became pregnant. And I feel like she was, compared to some of the other people in town, she had a little bit of a silver lining, or what my therapist used to call the secondary benefit of the situation.
Oh, yeah.
And she's that all seems to have gone. I mean, the pregnancy, of course, is the main thing, and then this rough patch with Ellis here. So, I mean, do you guys, when you work with coaching together, do you guys work together off screen to talk about where their relationships and how you'd react, or do you want to stay inside your own reaction?
We did first season. We would go on these walks and be like, okay, we are already established. We know where these two kids are when we enter the story of From. And in my head, at least, this is what ended up being the case for both of us, but in my head, they were each other's strong link, right? And I don't think we talk about it as much now that the characters are, I think, fully developed. We laid the groundwork as much as we could first season, and then now it's just we go in and we're like, okay, let's show up for these two kids. And I think we're doing an okay job.
You're in the groove now.
Yeah.
I think you're doing a great job. Let me ask you, this is sort of continuing with what you were saying, though, about the town and needing them. But my question is, she had sort of given up hope with everything. I mean, she told Ellis at that one point she was done. And that kind of changed, I assume, because she had something else maybe to live for a while. Is she gonna like lose a lot of that hope, do you think?
You know what? I need to relate it to what's happening. What is going on with my hair today? Okay. She's got a mind of her own. It was so good. It's been in a hair clip all day, so I was like, let's fluff her out. But no, she, and not to relate everything to the real world, but maybe for a second, but us women tend to get fed by fire. And I feel like the same way that Donna has, like we're seeing her struggle a little, but she's been such a strong pillar. All the women in this show have. I feel like Fatima, more than anyone, might be the thing that the monsters shouldn't have messed with. Yeah, maybe for a second, but I saw something online. It was like, "What doesn't kill me better start running." So
That's good.
say that's my Fatima.
All right, Karen.
I want to change gears a little bit and talk about the work shooting this back part of the season. From a set in a town, there are a lot of locations, and I feel like Fatima has appeared in most of them in the last 2 episodes. She's in Colony House, she's in the infirmary, she's in the greenhouse, she's in the shack, the cellar. What was your what was it like? How long does it take you? Did it take longer to shoot some of the stuff? How long were you're back and forth, right? What's it like? Because in seasons like 1 and 2, I felt like she was mostly at Colony House.
She was, wasn't she? Yeah, I don't think it took longer. We were shooting in the winter, so we were just trying to get the days done. But I did love being able to join in like the studio in the shack and some locations that I hadn't been in previously. I love watching what our set designers and production designer came up with. It is so cool, you guys. When you're in there and you're watching it, like I remember first season, there were the boulders and the rocks and and I remember seeing them in the studio and Hannah just like picked it up. And I was like, oh my God,
probably.
Yeah, this is not a real rock. And just being in the shack, it's in a studio with lights and it's just made in the middle of an empty. Anyway, I'm very, very impressed with our show. But yeah, it was cool. I think it took maybe even less time because a lot of things are very condensed and the episodes move so fast. So you would think in your head, you're like, oh, something big has happened. It's going to take us a while to like, get to the next thing that might happen. And that's never the case. It's always next episode and it's next page most times. But yeah.
How about that struggle with sweet little Elgin on the staircase where he's like dragging you down?
How was Elgin the sweet little thing in that scene?
He wasn't until then, I think.
No, it was an odd thing to shoot. I loved working with Elgin, Nathan Simmons. But he is when you think of innocence, you think of Nathan Simmons. And he is so, when he becomes Elgin, he becomes so creepy. Like he would be standing, like I'm sure you've seen it. He's like, see, like I told you, or like, and I'm like, oh my God, the amount of times I tell this man, you are so creepy, or you can be so creepy. Our crew should take a shot every time I call him creepy on that set. But it was unsettling and it was unnerving, and he's not doing anything in particular to make it like that. So anything you see on screen is that minus the that was okay, that was a good take, good job in between. Yeah.
You were talking about all the different places you've been. Do you have a favorite of all the sets, whether it's a sound stage or a location? What do you like the best to work on?
So to work on, I would say it's the Colony House, just because the smell that's in there, it's so like rustic and homey, and it's the wood that they've used. And Probably the chemicals and the things they use to paint and age the walls. But I think it might be the memories more than anything that makes me love that house a lot. But I also like walk around the studio and like the Liu house. They made it. You walk into that, and again, it's in the middle of an empty studio. Well, not empty, but it's in the studio, and it is so homey in there. Which like I've been trying to decorate my house and make it feel like a home, but it's hard. And the fact that they did that and they just do that, it's so
They
impressive.
have professionals though.
Yeah, but you would think if I took 5.5 months, I would be able to get it somewhere. I don't know how to
You made me wonder when you said though about the house. Do they redress the same house when they show an interior of another house, or do they
No,
have
there's
more than one?
different ones.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, they actually have different ones. That's funny. I didn't expect that. I know sometimes they move walls and stuff around.
Well,
Let's
they
see,
do
we
move walls around, but it's like in the Colony House, they remove a wall to put the camera there so that they can shoot from behind you. But there is as many houses as you see. There's 2 of them, one in the town where on location where we shoot, and one in the studio for days that's like we're just indoors, or made 2 of everything.
That's cool. I have to make them look the same. Let me bring in a couple questions from the chat here. Golden Child wants to know if all the marijuana went bad when the crops died.
Marijuana doesn't go bad, just better.
All right, good answer. Let's see.
Also, I actually don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just deferring to you. Jaden Bowen says, as pregnancies reopen an old wound, do you think if she makes it out of there, there'll be a sense of grief for what she and Ellis could have had?
Ooh. Jaden, you've asked a lot of good questions. Every time I do one of these, you're in there and you're asking real juicy stuff. Yeah, I would imagine so. God, now I'm excited if we get a 4th season to play with all of this. Yeah, of course. Of course, yeah. Agree for what she and Ellis could have had, not just a larger family-wise, but just the version of themselves that they were,
like a normal life.
Who they could have shown up as for their people. And yeah, of course.
Let's see, we have, well, Child, was there a medical reason she initially thought she couldn't get pregnant?
I'm sure there is, and John and I have kind of gone back and forth with this, but because at least at this point, the medical reason, not that I know of anyway, was a moving part of the story. He hasn't told me. I originally thought maybe it's one of the many reasons that women cannot get pregnant. I looked into it a bunch, first or second season. I couldn't tell you. I don't want to give you a reason just because I don't know for a fact.
Sounds like he doesn't tell you a lot of things from what you said to me the other day.
If you take anything away from our interviews, let it be that John doesn't tell you.
All right. Jaden asked if you think Fatima's opinion of Sarah will change now that she's also taken a life. That's a good question too.
When I had that little kerfuffle with Ellis in season 2, being like, Sarah murdered people. Sarah, like, you should have told me. Your dad shouldn't have told you, all that stuff. Even then, I don't think she lacked the empathy for Sarah. Fatima's always been the person that, even if she doesn't understand, she doesn't deprive love. But I do think that they will have a different connection. We haven't really come in contact that much in the show, but after what has happened now with the 2 of them, I feel like, yeah.
Fair enough.
It's a scary thing because if the 2 of them have been compelled to take a life, and in different ways, like, could anyone be compelled to take a life? Right? Like, is there is it something about those 2, or really could anybody just at any time be like, and they're very different situations.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure people have been more compelled to take a life. Every day I get behind a wheel and road rage comes on, I get compelled. Not really, but like put anybody in this town, you know.
How do you think if you were stuck there, would you deal with it well? You as in Pegah, would you deal well?
I couldn't even answer that question. Different interviewers have asked me that, and every time I think about it, a different thing comes to mind, and they're all true. I have a background in emergency telecommunications, so like 911 dispatching and stuff. So I would like to think I would be able to fare well under the stress. But that's like you're in a call center, like there are different circumstances, you know. Everybody reacts differently. The same person could react differently on one day and completely different on a different day. Like if I sleep wrong the next day, you don't want to come near me with a 10-foot pole. But I think I would try my best, which is what anybody can do here.
Yeah. Are you a horror fan? Those of us who watch a lot of horror and like zombie type monster stuff, we think about this and have these. What would I do if I was, you know? Are you a fan of the genre, or is this? Do you watch horror outside of From?
Yeah, I do. I really like it actually, but it has to be like good horror. If you're trying too hard to scare me, I'm gonna shut off. I'm gonna be like, no, and you just can't at that point. If you're trying to scare someone, it's the same thing with Elgin. He's not trying to be creepy, but he's so creepy. It's like acting drunk. If you try to act drunk, you can't. You gotta act sober. It's like the same thing with the genre. So many people are trying so hard to make a scary thing scary, and then it just loses its scariness.
Right. Yeah. Some of that gratuitous like horror.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't scare very easily, but
no,
you can. So, well, there are things that do it well, and then of course, I'm not just gonna be like, you can't scare me. But if it's scary, of course, if you do it well.
What kind of things do scare you? You say that, like, what kind of things?
Oh my God.
Freak you out?
So yeah, excellent question you just brought up. The things on our show, because they're so rooted in reality and real life that there's no debunking them. Like everybody has been in a cramped space. Like I remember watching seasons 1 and 2. I was like, they're hitting on every phobia almost. Bugs, cramped spaces, people who like to run their mouths. Just like everything that people are they don't like that make people uneasy in real life. We're touching on it, and it's the stuff that you've seen in real life.
Well, I've never had a child, but I imagine that like the thought of something being wrong with your unborn child is one of the most like terrifying things that like runs through women's heads all the time, right?
I haven't had a child either, but like my dog got bloat, which is when their stomach twists and then they can die. And now every time he starts breathing weird, I'm like, trauma. I don't think he's as traumatized by that experience as I am. So there's always something you can relate to. But yeah, that's a very, very good point.
I don't know. I don't like spiders. This one girl that when we do our deep dive each week, Scarlett, she keeps saying that she thinks you're going to have a big spider or something baby. Like, no, don't want to see that. Nope, no spiders, no worms coming out. No.
I don't think I would like that at all, actually.
I definitely would not. I know.
Harry Potter right now.
All right. Breezy Acre, and I know you probably don't know an answer yet, but everybody wants to know season 4. I assume you still don't know. I
wish I had better answers. I wish I had good news. It's up to our viewership, I think, above all. If our numbers keep going up, I doubt they would try to cancel us. But keep telling your friends, keep telling your loved ones, keep telling everybody, and hopefully we'll see you guys again next year.
I mean, I think the show has really kind of exploded. Have you noticed like a surge in fan support in this 3rd season? Do things feel different?
They do feel different, and I don't blame them. The show is incredible. But I recently made a TikTok. Well, I made my TikTok that I didn't go on public. It's everywhere on TikTok. I had no idea. I opened my Google Chrome, and every single time, without fail, it's an article about From. Every time I go, my concierge started watching it, and they work long hours, and in 2 days they binged all 3 seasons. They're caught up, and it's everywhere now. I get recognized at the grocery store that I go to all the time, which is not the place to call me out. I look worse than this. But yeah, it is blowing up. It's amazing.
Hopefully that means that you'll get another season. I had another question, and this is a silly question, but I got this question I think on Reddit. I can't remember for sure where I got it, but somebody wants to know what you think of the Martin meme. I don't know if you've seen it. So, okay, you have seen
I've
it.
seen it. I made a TikTok about it, and it has since gone
Oh, you
viral.
did?
It is hilarious. Hannah sent it to me. She saw it on, I don't know, one of the social media websites. She sends it to me, and immediately I look to my partner and I'm like, it can't be this bad. We cannot be grasping at this many straws. I mean, thank you. I look good bold, but like, I saw it. Thanks, guys.
I think people enjoy having fun with it. Let's see. City has what it's like to stick your finger in a bullet hole.
Exactly like you'd imagine. It is
that was gross.
disgusting. It's one thing to stick your finger in a bullet hole. It's another thing than to
Taste the blood.
Yeah, it was
Not great, huh?
going.
Well, it remains to be seen, but it looks like in the next episode, it looks like Elgin is providing some nice mason jars full of blood to nourish that baby. I don't know. We're waiting to see what happens with that coming up.
Yeah, that's episode. What episode is that? 9 or 10?
Yeah, that's. I think we just saw 8 is the one that just aired, but
Just saw her.
He took the blood anyway. He already took the blood out and got it in his jar, ready for it.
Yes.
Yeah, but she just got locked in the root cellar at the end of the last episode. So
yeah.
With it, I don't know. I don't know if she's aware there's a skeleton down there yet. But she's super fun, right?
Yes. When oh my God, every detail of the episode's coming back to me now. Yeah, people are comparing that to a few people on the cast, which I'm like, you guys, your memories are way better than mine has ever been. But yeah, there is a skeleton. It's a good thing she's never worn any striped shirts.
Yeah. Do you watch the episodes? Have you seen them all? Do you watch them after they air, or are you?
I try to watch them as they air. I got the links a little sooner, but I try to watch with a few of our crew here in Halifax. So every Sunday I'm tuning in with you guys. And I try not to remember the details from the scripts when we read them so that I can experience the whole thing. But yeah, it's so much better that way.
Nice. Fun to do it live. Golden Child says, do you think the absence of not smoking anymore enabled her to see the kimono creature?
Did Fatima smoke? I don't think
I'm assuming he means pot, but yeah, I don't think we've actually seen her smoke it. We've seen her have it, but I don't know that we've seen her smoke it, have we?
She's crazy naturally. It's not the devil's lettuce doing any help here. No, I think I don't know if it's the smoking, but I've seen some theories about like Boyd having given Ellis his blood, and maybe that had something to do with it.
The worms, like in Boyd, have they gone into through?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like any of that.
Yeah. It's not.
I'm so uneasy every time that comes up. I'm like,
I know, it's gross. I was like, I don't even want to think about that. Jaden says, do you think Fatima will be able to comfortably live at Colony House, 1, without Tilly, and 2, with Elgin living there?
Elgin's not allowed back in Colony House if I have anything to do with it, for one. I mean, without Tilly, I don't. Maybe not. I feel like it's going to be one of those things where once you've gone past a point, then there's no turning back. And I feel like I don't think she's going to feel at home anywhere now.
That's interesting. It was only maybe the previous episode. Do you remember when after the ultrasound, Boyd says, "Let's put you in a house. Don't go back to Colony House. There's empty houses here in town. You can stay here." And she's like, "No, I'm going back to Colony House. That's my home," right? And she wouldn't stay in the infirmary. She just couldn't wait to get back to her room at Colony House. And that was her place. Those were her people, right? And I guess it can never be the same again.
Yeah, I don't remember. I may have missed that actually. Him saying you can stay.
Didn't he say in town? Oh, he said stay in the sheriff's office. Maybe he said stay in the sheriff's office. But he encouraged her to stay in the town, and she was like, "No, I'm going back up the hill."
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think that was when she was in the clinic, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She couldn't wait to get back, right? Like the place that was her home. She couldn't wait to go back up there.
Yeah, or even her room, just like lock me up. I want to be in my room, blast some music if you have them. But yeah.
I'd love to ask you quickly about Fatima. Oh, go ahead. Go to the fan question first.
Okay, I was gonna say I already know the answer to this because you told me. But what do they use for the rotten vegetables?
It was chocolate cake and black dye and molasses. Yeah, there were rotten vegetables in that bin, but the ones I could safely eat.
They put real rotten vegetables. Didn't it make it smell? Period. Though I would think it'd make you sick either way.
Well, it was so cold that they were basically frozen. Like once we put them outside where they needed to be, it was just a matter of time until it was solid.
Sorry, go ahead, Karen.
I want to ask you quickly about Fatima's relationship with Donna. Donna is another one of my favorite characters, and sometimes I feel like she's the mayor of Colony House, and other times I feel like she's the mother hen of Colony House. And I, interested in like her relationship with Fatima and like where they've been and where you think they can go now that what Donna's instinct was last week was like, oh, she killed someone. I'm telling everyone. That was the mayor speaking, the mayor of Colony House speaking, right? But I mean,
yeah,
I'm interested in your take on that relationship.
I'll be honest with you. It has broken my heart to think of having possibly disappointed Mama Donna. Yeah, that whole relationship has been so important to Fatima and myself, honestly. That even the thought of her feeling she must, which it's fair, she has to protect the rest of the kids. But the having to decide between one and the rest must be hard, and then being the one that's put the rest in danger, because Fatima never wanted to become a danger to Colony House. She never wanted to have this happen to her, right? And the fact that she's kind of become villainized, or having done something that there's really no going back from. Oh, we lost her.
My browser lost my camera somehow.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's sad, and it's kind of depressing when you think about it, because when things go wrong, who do you go to? A lot of times it's your mom, right? And if you don't have that because she's in the real world, and the one you had here you've let down, which I'm assuming is how she feels, then yeah, it must be so shitty.
I was gonna say, I think we have 2 questions left. I know you got to get going. I was trying to hurry up and get them in. Since Elgin isn't the father, can she have gotten pregnant in a dream state?
Since Ellis
isn't. Yeah, I'm reading. I'm not even paying attention to what I'm reading.
Golden child means
wasn't ever in question to be the father. In a dream state. When
if Ellis isn't the father, Elgin says it's not your baby.
At least that's what Elgin said anyway. That it isn't.
Yeah.
Elgin said it's not yours.
if Elgin said it's not your baby, I don't think Ellis is even in the question to be the father. I'm not even the mother, is what Elgin is telling me. Maybe. I feel like if it had happened in a dream state, we would have shown it in an episode.
Mhm.
But there's a lot that we don't show in the
I was gonna
episodes.
say, there's still 2 episodes left too.
Yeah. Oh, that's true as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
PM was asking, I don't know why she thinks of it. Said, we missed the show now that Fatima won't be in it. She better be in it. She's locked in a root cellar. It doesn't mean she's not in it.
Ask verbatim. Question, will you miss the show now that Fatima won't be in it? I'm gonna give you my best poker face so that you can't get anything. From
She
it.
might be scarce in the next couple episodes while she's locked up, right?
Yep.
She might
Yeah, who the hell said Fatima won't be in it?
might have fewer scenes for a week there.
Who knows? Maybe. You tell me if you miss her. And then
Well, certainly you would miss if for any reason Fatima went through a tree and went away or whatever, you would miss the show, right? Of course.
listen, Sundays the show airs, Mondays I miss the show. Everybody, whether you're on it or you're not on it, it's the family that you will always have. It's not about the show. It's the community we built with it.
I think it gets addicting going down the rabbit hole. I know Karen thinks I'm nuts. I did a 6-hour live stream. I don't know how I made it that long. Yeah.
No,
Julie and I, yeah, I don't know. We kept talking. We're just dissecting the episode. We kept going.
Did you take bathroom breaks? How does that work?
Yeah, we each kind of left, I think, once while we were doing it.
Oh my God.
We kept going. So yeah, but I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people that do that. So.
That's where the fans are. That's the level of fan interest in this show right now, that people will talk for more hours. Oh, they'll talk about one episode for almost as many hours that have aired this season. Dissecting every little.
Crazy.
Yeah, this is like Lost level of
It's quite a lot.
Yeah,
quite a lot.
Oh my God. Thank you guys. That's insane. That's impactful.
Yeah, I think it's insane too, and I'm the one that did it. So I don't think my back liked me after that, but it's fun. I mean, you get people asking questions, you keep going.
Yeah.
But,
on that note, and I know you have to wrap it up, but have you done any fan events yet, or any cons, or do you have any like in your future?
Not yet.
Maybe you're scared now that we just told you 6 hour. You might be too scared to go.
I'm a little afraid. I've been told
Sorry.
No. If you're enjoying it, I'm enjoying it. I'm here for it. If I had that stamina, I'd probably join you for 6 hours. But 45 minutes is usually where I like energy wise. So there were a few that we were talking about. There was the one in San Diego that some of us got to go to that I was working, so I couldn't. And also there weren't that many enough seats for the entire cast to go. We got the good ones in there, but I would love to. Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, I want to meet the fans. I want to meet, because you guys are genuinely incredibly smart, and those kinds of people have good conversations, and I want to meet you guys. And it's just like, you guys made this show what it is, and of course I want to meet you guys.
Well, hopefully we'll get another season, and you guys will be going around everywhere.
God,
but
yeah.
I know you got to go. I don't want to keep you too long, but thank you for coming.
Okay.
Appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to everybody else seeing it so I can talk about the end. That's what I should say, because I've already seen it multiple times. So
You tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it?
The finale is my favorite episode, I think, so far, just because there's so much going on. Yeah. It's crazy in a good way. That's what I keep saying. It's crazy in a good way. That's my answer. You'll get answers. That's my other answer. And those are the two things people get from me. You will get some answers.
Thank you. People in the takeover were like, oh, how crazy is episode 10? And I was like,
it's pretty crazy.
I mean, there's other people that are like, I don't believe you. You guys don't give us anything. And I'm like, what do you mean we don't give you anything? We give you a lot.
So there was a lot.
I don't know what it is, but I'm sure we give you a lot.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
Enjoy the rest of your evening, I guess. I know you're in a little bit different time zone.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, ladies. I'll see you around.
so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Sorry.
Bye, nice to talk to you. All right, let me put this back so we're side by side.
Woo!
Not that side by side. There we go. I was just going to comment. I seen what Deepan said. I know that we're not her to answer, but says that children born in the dark, maybe that's like Fatima's baby in the dark cellar. That's a good point. I saw that and I wanted to put that up.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point. And I don't know, Pam. I'm not sure if that means she lives or dies. I don't think anybody knows if she lives or dies. I know a lot of people seem to be thinking she's going to die, but
I mean, I hope I don't want her to die because
I don't either.
I want more scary baby stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. But at any rate, I guess we're going to wrap it up, but we're going to be back in just a couple hours. It's 5 o'clock on the East Coast and we're back at 9, right?
Hey, we're back at 9 Eastern. And I just wanted to say, I don't know how to pronounce your name, Sherlock Cole. Yeah, I'm sorry you don't understand everything we're saying, but hopefully YouTube gives you translated transcripts later.
Right?
Yeah, or subtitles. Yeah. They speak French. So, but thank you for coming. But yeah, we'll be back at 9 with Hannah, who plays Julie. That's tonight. So we hope that you all come back and join us again. It looks like some people have already dropped off, but we hope you come back again. And that's it. So yeah, you can always, if you saw part of this and missed the beginning, you can stream it after the fact. You can go back to my live page on Sci-fi Vision on YouTube and restream it.
Cool.
All right.
All right. Thanks. See you in a little bit, Jamie.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.